He's a cop in a class by himself. He is fearless, unstoppable, unbeatable.
I forgot to introduce myself. My name is John Kimball, and I love my car.
Yo, man, I'm just gonna keep an eye on it for you, all right? You see what I'm saying?
Now, he's going undercover to face his toughest adversary.
Listen, Kimball, you gotta handle this like any other police situation.
They speak their own language.
You walk into it showing fear, you're dead.
They play by their own rules.
No fear.
No fear.
And they are totally ruthless.
No fear. No fear.
Up in the morning and out to school. The teacher is teaching the golden rule.
Kindergarten cop.
American history practical man.
He's a cop in a class by himself.
Shut up! What's the matter?
I have a headache.
It might be a tumor.
It's not a tumor. It's not a tumor at all.
The new comedy from Ivan Reitman. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Kindergarten Cop.
They're horrible.
Hi everybody. So this review was meant to be waiting for Guffman. I've written an entire, scripted it and everything like the previous one, because I think, you know, if you've only seen a film maybe once, maybe twice, it's better to go back and go through all the history and do a lot more research, because you don't really have much of a knowledge of the film, and that was the first time that I'd seen Waiting for Guffman, so I was really looking forward to that. I was really looking forward to recording this video for Waiting for Guffman. I was like, oh, this weekend, brilliant. I can do that, edit it, it's a lovely day, I can get it done, I can go outside. And this morning, I thought I'll go out for my run, it's a lovely day, and then get in and I'll do that recording. Or start it, do some practice recordings. I go onto the internet, and apparently Kindergarten Cop is offensive now. Think about that. Think about the world that we're now living in. Well, listen, there are a lot of things going on in the world that need attention, and this Black Lives Matter movement needs all the attention that it's getting. It's really important. I think that we want progress. We want to end this kind of, and whether you believe in it or not, I personally do. I do believe that there is systemic racism, and I believe that in the long run, whether you believe in the organisation or not, or whether you just believe in what the movement represents, that's really important. So let's not downplay, let's not get into this idea that it's not important. It is important. Yes, you will get people hijacking the movement. You will get people that aren't really there for what I believe to be legitimate reasons, but it's really important. So let's just put that there and let's say, yes, that's really important. I think wherever people are entitled to different opinions, I don't think people should be ostracised for having those different opinions. But then there are those people. Now, there's a lot of terminology that I've become more familiar with or have been introduced to over the last several months. Now, a lot of us obviously have been in lockdown, not really going anywhere, which means we can invest our time in terminology and a little bit more reading, educate ourselves, things like that. But I'm just looking at a picture of Arnold Schwarzenegger from the film Kindergarten Cop here, and I'm thinking about my experiences watching that film, and I'm thinking, and every time I've watched it, I've just thought, well, it's this, big action star, and he wants to try his hand at comedy, and you're putting him in a movie where he goes undercover in a kindergarten in America, and obviously it's just, whether you think the joke's obvious or not, he's a big dude and they're small children, and he's out of his depth, isn't he? I know that doesn't sound funny, but it is what it is. It is what it is. And this idea that this is what really gets me. This is what really agitates me, and I hate the word woke. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. But also I hate what's happening at the minute, and that is that really serious issues are kind of how would you phrase it? Really serious issues like Black Lives Matter kind of get this gets lumped in with it. This gets put in there with that. Like, this film is problematic. And comparing this film to, Birth of a Nation, it's just a stretch, isn't it? It's just a stretch, and it's like every cliche. When I read this, and I will post, I'll try and post the article. When I read these kind of things, there is a part of me that thinks, right, okay, is this a parody? This can't be real. This can't be real. It can't be. There must be. If it's a joke, it's brilliant, because it's got me frustrated and annoyed at the fact that a film like Kindergarten Cop can be pulled from a festival because people complained. And what frustrates me is that just because that's your interpretation, whether it's right or wrong, it doesn't give you the right to stop other people from watching that movie and forming their own opinion. They might agree with you, they might not. They don't have the opportunity now to go to that festival. And I can't believe that this is even a thing. This is even a thing. Like, when, things like Fawlty Towers, Peep Show, the context of the jokes get missed. But remember, in this film, I can't even look at the jokes and go, what is the context behind that? Which is what, it's a bit like me saying, the Lion King. Well, yeah, that's a dictatorship, isn't it, really? That's what it's saying. And what you can do is you can look at the Lion King and you can say, well, there's no democracy. Those lions are always in power. There's no system in place to think, oh, maybe the cheetahs are in charge. There's no vote. It's just like they have ultimate power all the time, and the power continues. It just gets passed down, So it's like me going, oh, all the male lions are king. It's just basically, it's a patriarchy, isn't it? You see what I mean? You can theorise on films, and you are welcome to do that. But just because I have that theory, if that made me uncomfortable, it doesn't then give me the right to force that opinion onto other people and stop them from forming their opinion. It's a very authoritarian, really. And look, this. I think in a way I'm glad that this film was from the 90s. It came out in 1990, so it's given me a chance to talk about it. Now, I am not someone that will say the left do this, the right do that, but I have noticed things from the left, and I think it's more the far left, and I hate the term woke, but I've noticed it's happening more, as a policing of language, as a policing of jokes, and it makes me very uncomfortable as someone who, has probably the most open-minded person that I think I look at everything from every angle. But this idea that a film, like, let's, just think, 30 years old, this film, let's see, what's it, at issue is the perception that the film takes a light-hearted approach to policing in schools during a time of national introspection on the presence of law enforcement in educational institutions, as well as law enforcement's relationship to communities predominantly populated by people of colour and its role in society in general. Okay, on the surface, it may seem like Kindergarten Cop is an odd choice to fill the series' opening slot in the first place, but it turns out that the film is a significant one in the history of Oregon film production. Much of the movie takes place in Astoria, Oregon, and a great deal of it was shot in various locations around the small town of around 10,000. The furore over its screening began with a tweet by author Lois Levine, who hails from Portland and specialises in non-fiction and critical essays. National reckoning on over-policing is a weird time to revive Kindergarten Cop. It's a comedy. Can't we laugh anymore? Can't we? Why does everything have to be so serious? And what annoys me about this is there are so many other things in the world that you can get annoyed about. There's nothing wrong with putting your heart and soul into something and caring about something. You know, there is nothing wrong with that. More people should do it. But when you look at a film and are basically saying that's problematic, let's not show that, that's a problem. That, what kind of a world are we living in? Levine posted to her account, which has since been made private. In real life, we are trying to end the school-to-prison pipeline. There's nothing entertaining about the presence of police in schools, which feeds the school-to-prison pipeline in which African-American, Latina, and other kids of colour are criminalised, rather than educated. 5- and 6-year-olds are handcuffed and hauled off to jail routinely in this country, and this criminalising of children increases dramatically when cops are assigned to work in schools. Thereafter, Levine wrote a letter to the local Oregon paper, Willamette Week. It's true, Kindergarten Cop is only a movie. The letter reads, in part, so are Birth of a Nation and Gone with the Wind, but we recognise films like those are not good family fun. They are relics of how pop culture feeds racist assumptions, because despite what the movie shows, in reality, schools don't transform cops, cops transform schools, and in an extremely detrimental way. And that film is not shown now. That film was not shown at the festival, or will not be shown. And I think we do have to they do have to sort of step up and say, no, this is ridiculous. Like, you're entitled to your opinion, but it does get on my nerves, this idea that your opinion is the gospel. And if you're offended or you don't like something, that, that's it. Well, no one else can see it. And people will say, well, you can rent it. You can go out and you can buy it. And the dogs are getting annoyed now. But that's not the point, is it? People say, oh, it's not censorship. But it kind of is, because you're restricting. For me, as soon as you restrict someone's access to something, that is censorship. And I don't believe that it's in any capacity. I don't think it's right that we should just stop people from seeing things, whether this woman is right or wrong. Whether she's right or wrong, whether there's anything that she says makes sense. It doesn't matter, ultimately. It doesn't matter. Because you can't decide what I think. You can't decide what I think. You can tell me what you think, and I can agree or disagree, but I need to see something, And I think when people as well, yes, you can access it via renting services, you can stream it, you can buy it, but there's something to be said about seeing something in a community. And I don't believe that people will go out and watch this film and see all these themes in it. But who am I to say? Just like this person, she's seen something in it. she has taken something from the film. If it's real, I'm hoping it's a parody, and I get people telling me it's a parody, it's not real. Great. If it is, brilliant. Then it's a great joke. It's poking fun at and I hate the phrase again, the woke brigade. You know, we've just got to get a hold of this political correctness, this utter drivel that people are spouting. And that's my opinion. I might be wrong again. But it does feel like drivel when you read it. Yes, there are probably contradictions in what I say there, but, you know, I just get so annoyed by this negativity all the time about this film is this and this film is this, and we shouldn't show that because, and also it underestimates the intelligence of the audience. It's really condescending. That forget Kindergarten Cop, because I can't believe I've had to go, no, I'm not even waiting for Guffman, talk about Kindergarten Cop. You know, it's like, who are you to tell the audience? It's this sort of nannying of the audience. Just saying, you aren't intelligent enough to understand this joke, or, oh no, well, if you hear that word, then you'll go out and say that. Well, do you not think that I can recognise if something is problematic, or if there's a meaning behind a joke? Do you not think that do you not give people a little bit more credit? It's a sort of condescending, patronising smugness to these people that really... I'm a very diplomatic person. You probably don't see it. And I'm a very diplomatic person. I look at things from every side. And as I say, I could meet this person. I won't. But I could meet this person. She could speak to me. I could watch the film and go, yeah, I've got some good points. But, you know, doesn't mean that other people are going to have the same opinion. And that is this, as I say, this very authoritarian sort of time that we're in. And it does make me very uncomfortable. And it is this sort of policing of language, policing of jokes. I don't like it. It's Kindergarten Cop. It is what it is. You know, there are loads of films that you can go out there and look at and go, well, yeah, okay. But again, you've influenced people to protest, and now people can't have that discussion in a community, which is what films are great for. You know, I love if I go to the film with someone, I love having those discussions after. I love it. I love that, you know, we can go and see a film and someone will have one opinion and I'll have another. But you are denying people those opportunities. You are denying them because there is this idea that I'm right, it's me, my opinion matters, your opinion doesn't matter. I'm doing this for you. I'm doing it because it's the right thing to do. I'm saying it because it's what I think and what I think is right. And no, on this one, I would actually be there probably. If there was anything I was going to go, if there was anything that I would now protest in favour of, it's the screening of Kindergarten Cop. And I can't believe that I've come in for a really nice day, I've sat down, I've read this, and, you know, I'm now talking about Kindergarten Cop. Because that's the world we live in. And I don't think it's a good thing. And I think it's a problem, and I think they need to, these festivals, these people that are in charge, it's like you're in charge. What happens if you show the film? Like, what actually happens? It's not Life of Brian. Even that, it goes back to that, you know, it never ends. And at least with Life of Brian, you can go, well, people have a deep religious beliefs, you know, at least you can go, well, it's a religious thing. But in this, you know, it's a stretch, really. It's a stretch, and I don't understand what's going on at the minute. I think people are so desperate to be politically correct. They're so desperate to be right. in every sense of the word. And it's also a bit like, well done, well done me. Well done me. Virtue signalling. That's, again, don't know if I said it earlier, that's one I picked up. I hate that phrase as well, but it's true. Look at me. I can see this. I'm right. You're not right. You're not right. You're smug. You're arrogant, condescending, and the world does not revolve around you. Like, everybody doesn't think the same. And by denying people these conversations, denying people these opportunities, it just feels very disingenuous to me. It's like it's a power thing as well. It's a way to exert control over people, policing what people can and can't say, what they can and can't watch, there's so much. And again, I try and, this is, again, you look at the subscribers, this is a very small channel. So I just try and come to these movies and discuss them and theorise, but at no point do I think, like I say, at no point do I look at The Lion King and go, well, you shouldn't show that because of this, this and this. I don't look at something and think that my opinion overrides everyone else's. So I feel like it's a real shame. I think it's another example of where we are. And this is, again, like that. It is like I think it's a small vocal minority, and a lot of things that happen in it. It's a small vocal minority, but those small vocal minorities, wherever they are, they're all, whether it's social media or Portland, Oregon, or whatever, they seem to have influence, and people seem to be scared to death to even show a film like Kindergarten Cop, and I think that shows you just where we are at the minute. So that was, I suppose that was not meant to be Tied to the 90s episode 4, but it is going to be some kind of episode of Tied to the 90s. It's certainly not what I had planned, as I said, but so until next time, thank you so much for watching. Please let me know what you think. Please keep it civil. Even though it's made me angry, I don't hate anyone. It's just like, I'm so frustrated at the minute with everything that's happening, and I don't think it helps that I've just come back from a run. I was, and the worst thing you can do sometimes, at the minute, one of the worst things you can do is just turn on your laptop and go on the news, to see what's going on. It's not good, certainly not good for me. But until next time, don't forget to like and subscribe as well. Like I say, leave any comments, thoughts and feedback. But yeah, until next time, I'll see you all soon. And who knows, maybe tomorrow Turner and Hooch will be offensive. But of course, that's a film from the 80s, so I won't be talking about that. Until next time, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all soon.